We are finally heading into the second month of this year, and February is certainly starting to ramp up with some big video game releases. With that in mind, the Xbox team have been hard at work, and we have some fantastic games coming to Xbox Game Pass in February and beyond. My name is Fletcher, this is Xbox Nation, and today we will be covering the 10 new Xbox Game Pass games coming in February and beyond. Remember to subscribe to keep up to date with all things Xbox, and let's dive right in. Now, I have not heard of Anoch Chard before, but I will certainly look to give this one a go as it's available on Xbox Game Pass today. Anoch Chard is an action-adventure game featuring dungeons and a plethora of different boss encounters. The game does seem to feature a lot of upgrades, both in the visual and combat department, to keep the variety to a maximum. I think the main draw for many players will be the visual style, and that is due to how detailed the pixel art is and the animations from gameplay. From what I know so far, the game centers around rescuing the souls of lost villagers and returning them to the orchard. In doing so, this will give you more quests, perks, items, and progresses you further to restore Anoch Chard to the skies. It looks interesting, and there is not much out there in the way of reviews, so join me in trying this indie game today. If you're a fan of simulation games, then definitely dive into Train Sim World 4 when it speeds onto Xbox Game Pass on February 7th. This is the next entry in the popular sim franchise, and it's easily the best train driving experience that you can find on the market. You will get to roam free along the tracks and get creative with a host of new tools and features, and these are a welcome improvement over the third installment. You can now design your own liveries, plan scenarios, and capture railfan shots with the new photo mode across 3 detailed routes in the UK, Austria, and USA. The graphics are exceptionally well executed, rendering trains and landscapes with a level of realism that is truly immersive. This comes to Xbox Game Pass for cloud, console, and PC. For all you sports fans out there, we are finally getting the inclusion of Madden 24 into Xbox Game Pass. We get these releases every single year, but each comes with a variety of different changes, and I'm sure many football fans are excited to finally try this new entry. This is the ultimate American football game for fans of the sport and brings a wealth of improvements over the previous entry into the series, with better scouting, improved AI, and a better system called Field Sense. This all-new gameplay system provides players with much more control in multiple positions and leverages animations in every mode. The newest entry arrives onto Xbox Game Pass for console and PC on February 8th, and when it joins from then until March 8th, you will also score an Ultimate Team Supercharged pack. Now, many are still mixed on this next game, and that is due to it being more action focused and shying away from what made the series so well known. Xbox Game Pass subscribers will get to experience the Resident Evil 3 remake, and this is coming to Xbox Game Pass on February 13th. This game is seen more as a DLC to Resident Evil 2, and that is due to the short runtime. However, playing as Jill Valentine again and facing the horrid threat of Nemesis is certainly fantastic on the current generation of consoles. It has a good story and a solid gameplay with stunning graphics, and I have no doubt that many of you will enjoy this experience. The only problem I have as a fan of the series myself is that as a remake, this game isn't the best. It has missed out on a lot of locations and puzzles which made the original game just so great. But if you're looking for a shorter Resident Evil story that still has a great story, then certainly give this one a go. Now, one game that is joining Xbox Game Pass on the 14th of February is an awesome little organization puzzler known as A Little to the Left. This game will have you sorting, stacking, and organizing household items into pleasing arrangements whilst you keep an eye out for a mischievous cat with an inclination for chaos. There is quite a lot of content at launch in this smaller indie game, with over 100 plus satisfying messes to tidy, and it's all so relaxing. If you like playing games like Unpacking when that arrived on Xbox Game Pass, then no doubt you will find this game incredibly enjoyable. There is not much else to state around this game, but it's certainly worth playing if you want to relax and get satisfied with completing a variety of puzzles. One game that is returning to the Xbox Game Pass library is one that I can heavily recommend if you haven't played it already, and that is Bloodstained: Ritual of the Night. This is a very highly rated exploration-focused side-scroller action RPG, packing all the best features you've come to know and love from the Metroidvania genre into a single content-packed game. To give you a bit of backstory, you will play as Miriam, who is an orphan scarred by an alchemist curse that slowly crystallizes her body. You will have to battle through a demon-infested castle and defeat its master to save yourself and all of humanity. Exploring the castle's many secrets is an absolute delight, and there is a dizzying array of weapons and powers waiting to be bent to your will. This is easily one of the best Metroidvania experiences ever made, and we expected nothing less coming from the original dev behind the Castlevania series. It comes to Xbox Game Pass for console, cloud, and PC on the 14th of February. This next title is one that really does intrigue me, especially as it takes elements of Overcooked. PlayTup combines chaotic kitchen and restaurant management with strategic planning and development to create a delightful roguelike cooking game. Having a look closer at this title, it seems to be Overcooked, but with some new, interesting mechanics. Overcooked was always a gem of a game, and seeing more twists on this manic kitchen party game is always going to be welcome in my book. Essentially, you and up to 3 other players can build and run a restaurant from scratch, all whilst choosing dishes, buying and placing appliances, cooking food, and serving customers. There seems to be a ton of progression, which then allows you to build and upgrade your restaurant in all different ways. It looks like a really good indie game, and it arrives on Game Pass on February 15th. One game that I've not heard of before, but has some quite positive reviews on PC, is Return to Grace. This is a first-person narrative adventure game set in a visually stunning retro 60s sci-fi world, and it gives me massive Atomic Heart and Bioshock vibes, which is always an awesome comparison. From what we know so far, you are a daring space archaeologist who has just unearthed the ancient resting place of a long-lost AI. You will then have to adventure with various fractured AI personalities as you uncover the great mystery of why they were all shut down all those years ago. It looks like a really promising experience, and I'm surprised not to see so much hype around this title, as it seems to have some cool concepts going for it. From a unique world to branching storylines and choices, it looks like a harrowing experience, and one that is definitely worth trying on Xbox Game Pass. It comes to the service for console, cloud, and PC on February 20th. We did get the announcement last week that Lightyear Frontier finally has a release date for Xbox Game Pass, and it's coming day one into early access sometime this March. This is a farming game with a whole unique take that has never been seen before. You will essentially settle down on a beautiful new planet and begin your farming adventure as you build a farm, plant and harvest alien crops, and discover ancient secrets. Not only does this game look stunning, but you can also explore it with your friends, and it takes this whole genre to a whole new level. The amount of customization options and tasks to complete looks incredible, and the game seems super well polished even though it's only entering early access. If you're interested in trying the game now before the March early access period, then there is currently a demo available on the Xbox Store which you can play right now. One big game is also coming to Xbox Game Pass and was confirmed this week. That game is none other than MLB The Show 24, and it's great to see this franchise becoming a yearly addition for all Xbox Game Pass subscribers. If you're a fan of baseball, then you know what to expect with these games, but this entry seems to be adding in a ton of huge new content, especially paying tribute to the legends of Negro Leagues. There is not much known about the entire package as of yet, but we will get to hear more from the developers over the course of this month to hear about specific changes, new additions, and more. If you are planning to play it on Game Pass, then you can also choose to upgrade using the Digital Deluxe add-on to get bonus items and play with 4 days early access. With that in mind, the full release day for the game is the 19th of March 2024. What do you think of the Game Pass offerings so far for February? Let me know in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all things Xbox. Whilst here, check out the video on screen now of the 50 best games you can play on Xbox Game Pass in 2024.